Hey guys and girls, it's Sarah. I just wanted to make a video to let you know about my Warped Tour adventure. But first, I forgot to mention something in my last video about the Ask Young Xavier concert. I actually made 2 new best friends there, and the story is pretty cool. When we were waiting in line for the VIP event, my mom was like, wait a minute, I think I know that lady from somewhere. So like she went over there and started talking to her. Come to find out, they actually work together at the same hospital back here in Maryland. And she was there with her daughter, Kristen, and Kristen's friend, Courtney. So like we all started talking, and like Kristen and Courtney and I are all like best friends now. And it's really cool. Like I never thought like going to a concert in another state, like in Virginia, that like I'd meet people there that live back here in Delaware. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so like, and we all went to Warped Tour together. We went to the one in Virginia Beach on July 25th, and this was my ticket. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was awesome, but it was also chaotic at times, but it was awesome. And like there were ups and downs like throughout the day, but for the most part, it pretty much ended up being perfect. But yeah, like we got there really early. We got there at like 9. We had to wait in line for like forever. Oh, and I'm actually wearing the same outfit that I wore to Warped Tour. I wore my Of Mice and Men tank top. I got it with the pre-order bundle for their deluxe reissue of The Flood. And on the front it has the ampersand symbol, and it's made up of different song lyrics from them. And then on the back it says, "This is faithfulness at its finest." And I also wore my pink glittery tutu. And yeah, so that's pretty much my outfit from Warped Tour. But yeah, like the first thing that we did when we actually got let in was we went to find the AP booth, because a lot of the bands that we like have been doing signings there, so we wanted to make sure that we got there early enough so that we could get passes for it, because it seems like they only give out like 100 passes. So like it took us forever to find it too, it really did. But when we finally found it, they weren't even fully set up yet, so we had to like find somewhere else to like hang out for a bit. And there was actually a tent across like the path from that tent, and it was actually next to the Kia Soul stage, so we kind of just hung out underneath that tent because it was nice and shady. And it was really cool that it was right next to the stage, because that's actually where a lot of the bands that we wanted to see were actually going to be playing, so it kind of worked out really well. And while we were like sitting there waiting, we noticed, like, because Courtney and I really wanted to meet the guys from Of Mice and Men, and especially Austin, because we actually put together some gift baskets for him, and we wanted to give them to him. And like while we were sitting there waiting, we noticed that like when they put up the signs of the different bands and times that they were going to sign, Of Mice and Men wasn't on it. So we were like, really? But we figured we would just go like later on, we'd check out the different merch booths and see if maybe they would be signing somewhere else. But I know Kristen, she really wanted to meet the guys from Sleeping with Sirens, and they were going to be signing there, so she made sure that she stayed there and like got a pass for it. But so like the first band that we saw was Falling in Reverse, and they played at like 12, and they put on a really awesome show. Like Courtney and I had a lot of fun, you know, rocking out to them. Yeah. So after they got done, like we went and sat underneath the tent again for a bit and just waited, because Of Mice and Men was going to be after the band after Falling in Reverse. So we kind of just hung out there for a while. And yeah, like when that band was almost done, we went ahead and got like in the crowd, because we were hoping to get a decent spot for when Of Mice and Men came on. I wanted to be like front row, but of course that didn't happen. But we were like maybe like 5 or 6 rows back, so I mean it wasn't really bad. The only problem was there were like guys that were like really tall, and I'm really short, so like I can't see, and like it just bugs me. But anyway, like it was okay. Like I just kind of had to like move my head around a lot, like to be able to see like between other people. But anyway, so like the first song was awesome, and like I got some like pictures and videos, but then like the second song, oh my gosh, it got so crazy in there. I thought I was gonna die, like, because there was a ton of people crowd surfing, and I got hit in the head a couple times. And then like at one point I was like having trouble, like, because everybody was like being pushed together, and so like you couldn't really move, but like I couldn't balance myself, and I seriously thought I was gonna fall down on the ground and that I was gonna get trampled. Like, I was freaking out. So like I was trying to get Courtney's attention, because like somehow she got way ahead of me, like in all that chaos and stuff, and I was trying to like get her attention to tell her that we needed to get out of there. And so like we got out of there, and like she and I were both really pissed off, because like Of Mice and Men was like the main reason why we wanted to go to Warped Tour. And like here we had a decent spot, and then we had to get out of there because it got too crazy. Like, it was ridiculous. And like on the way out of the crowd, like I realized my bra was unstrapped, and I don't even know how that happened. Like, it was crazy. Anyway, so we went back to the tent that we were at before and just kind of like cooled off a bit, because it was really, really hot too. And then like before Of Mice and Men was done playing, we went back out there and kind of like stood at the back of the crowd and like got some more pictures and videos. So, and the last song that they played was Second and Sebring, and that's like my favorite song from them. So I was glad that at least, you know, I got to like see them and hear them play that song. But anyway, so like after that, I think we just kind of like walked around a bit, like looking at the different merch tents, and we also saw a little bit of Sleeping with Sirens, because Kristen went over there, but we couldn't find her because I think she was closer up, and we didn't feel like trying to like push our way through the crowd. Anyway, so then we like went around looking at merch booths and stuff. We found out Of Mice and Men was going to be signing at the Vans tent at like 5, so we were going to go to that, but it was around like probably like 2 or 3 maybe around that time. Like we went to the Motionless in White signing. Like we waited in line for that, and it was actually kind of neat. We actually met a new friend there. Her name is Katie. Like, she was ahead of Courtney and I, and like we just started talking. So yeah, we got to meet the guys from Motionless in White, and I actually got them to sign this. So yeah. And then after that, we went back to the tent that we've been like hanging out at for a while, like next to the Kia Soul stage, and I think it was like Yellow Card and We the Kings played, you know, their sets, and we listened to them. And then it was getting closer to the time that like the Of Mice and Men signing was gonna happen, and so we went to find the tent, because we were like, well, which tent did we go to? So like we found the tent, but come to find out you had to have a black poker chip, and they only had like 100, I think, and they were all sold out. And like Courtney and I were like freaking out, like we were so upset, because we're like, what are we gonna do? So we went back to the tent, and we just kind of like sat there, and we're just like upset, and like we didn't want to see any more bands. Like our whole day was like ruined from like that point on. So like but while we were there, I know like when we met Katie in the Motionless in White line for that signing, she said she would meet up with us later, you know, to hang out. And she came and found us, and you know, we told her about what happened. She was like, oh, she's like, we'll just see if maybe you can get someone else that already has the black chips to just give the gifts that you have for him, you know, to him. Or she was like, or maybe get the security person to, you know, do that. So we're like, okay, let's try it. So we all went over there to the tent where they were doing the signing, and she tapped the security guy on the shoulder, and she told him our story, and he was like, well, just stand off to the side for a little bit and we'll see what happens. So, you know, we're standing there, and Courtney was really thirsty, so she went off to go get a drink. And while Katie and I were still standing there, the security guy like came back, and he was like asking me, you know, what did you guys get for him, you know? And so I showed him mine, and I had actually made a necklace for Austin. And so I pulled that out and I showed it to him. I'm like, yeah, you know, I made this for Austin. And like the security guard just kind of stood there and was like thinking about it. And next thing I know, he took 2 of the black chips that he had in his hand that he would collect from people that were in the line. And he took 2 of them and put them in the little cup that I had for the gift basket for Austin. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe that, you know, I would actually get to like meet them, you know, like considering we thought we weren't going to get that chance. So yeah, it was really awesome. So like, but then I was like freaking out, because I was like, Katie, oh my gosh, like I left all my stuff back at the tent that I was going to have the guys sign and stuff. So like, she's like, okay, just, you know, I'll stay here, go grab your stuff and come back. So I ran off to get the stuff, and I came back, and like she wasn't there, and I was like, oh my gosh, where did she go? But she had already gotten in line with the stuff and everything, and so like we're standing in line. I'm like, well, where's Courtney? Because Courtney hadn't come back yet. And then like I saw her getting ready to like walk by the line, and I like jumped out and grabbed her, and like I told her about like what happened. She was like, oh my gosh. I was like, we were just so excited. So yeah, we were in line, and like the line moved fairly quickly, and the first person we met was Aaron, because he's the new guy in the band, and like he was signing our stuff. And then as we like went down the line, Valentino, he actually really liked the tank top that I was wearing. He actually mentioned it. He was like, oh, he's like, you're wearing, you know, the pre-bundle tank top, and he wanted me to like spin around so he could see the back. So, you know, I was like spinning around. And like I told him, I was like, yeah, I was like, I actually had to have my mom alter the top because it didn't show off my curves, and like they got a kick out of that. But anyway, so like we went down the line, and Austin was last, and Courtney went first, and she had him sign her stuff. She and I both brought along our AP magazine with Austin, Ronnie, and Chris Motionless on the front. And so like, you know, she was having him sign it, and he actually like flipped open the magazine to the article in there with him and Ronnie and Chris, and he actually like wrote her a note, so that was pretty cool. And like she gave him the little gift basket that she put together for him, and like he really loved it, especially like the Star Wars stuff. And like he gave her a hug and like told her he loved her. And then it was Katie's turn, and like he was signing some of her papers and stuff, and he drew Squidgy on there, and I was like, oh my god, he drew Squidgy. And then like when he was signing my stuff, he actually drew Squidgy on my cover of the AP magazine. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. So like I had him sign all my stuff. They were giving out free posters, so they signed that for us. And I brought along my 3 album covers, and I had them sign them. And like Austin was really, really happy when he saw all 3 of these. He actually took the time, like I know the security people were kind of like trying to rush people, but he actually sat there and like took the time to like arrange these out in order, and he took out his cell phone and he took pictures of them, and I was like, oh my gosh. And next thing I knew, like I'm standing there, he hands me his cell phone, and he actually holds up all 3 of my album covers, and because he wanted me to take a picture, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, and then like I gave him the little gift basket I put together for him. And basically, I got like this little, like cheap, like 87-cent cup from Walmart. Like they were so cute though. It had like the Disney princesses on it, and like, cause I know he loves Ariel, and it had Ariel on it. And I put like a Hello Kitty Pez dispenser in it, cause I know he likes Hello Kitty. I had some like Hello Kitty stickers in there and a coloring book. And I put I like typed up a note for him, and I put it in there, and I put the necklace in there that I made for him. And yeah, like the first thing I did was like pull out the necklace, and like I told him like, you know, I made this for you, and I was asking him like, what's your favorite color? Because like Courtney and I like tried to do some research to find out what his favorite color was, and like she tried Cha-Cha says, and it said it was green, and I'm like, alright, well I'm gonna try green, but knowing my luck, that's gonna be like his least favorite color. So like I asked him like, is green your favorite color? And he was like, yes it is, and I was like, yes. But like he really loved it. Like he hugged me twice, and he told me he loved me twice, so I was like, yes. And like we were just like so like happy after that. Like when we walked away, like we were like screaming like, oh my god, we met Austin. But yeah, so like after that we were so excited, and trying to think where we went. Oh, after that we kind of just hung out at that tent again, and like Taking Back Sunday started playing, so like we went and like saw them play for a little bit. And then after that we went straight to the amphitheater, because that's where Breathe Carolina was going to be playing, and they put on an awesome show. Like they were one of the last shows of the day, but they were probably one of the best. Like they got everybody like amped up and energized. And yeah, so then after Breathe Carolina, we went and saw like the last half of Motionless in White, because they were actually playing during Breathe Carolina's set. So we went and saw them for a little bit. And that was pretty much it. After that, we left the venue, and we went to go get dinner at like a China buffet place. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it from Warped Tour. Yeah. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to add me on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description as always. And hopefully I'll have some more videos up for you guys soon. I'm definitely going to upload, definitely going to upload videos from Warped Tour, and I'm going to have some that are like composed of pictures and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye guys, thanks for watching.